And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Good afternoon. It's your friend Cheap Ludes. It's Thursday tradition. I was going to stream earlier today. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, I wasn't able to do that. But let's talk about the new content that we get tomorrow in NBA 2K23 My Team, the first content of Season 6. The excitement is palpable. Not really, honestly, could care less about this content in general, but if you're wondering what's up with my face cam, it's because I've been having a lot of technical difficulties. My phone broke. One of my monitors just decided to stop working, so I gotta wait for a new power cord. So everything's just on the mend right now. Let's talk about the new cards. We got the Supersonic set. Like it. A lot of Seattle Sonics, which is honestly good on them, because I could actually see them doing like a Supersonic set and including none. So we got Rashard Lewis, Peja Stojakovic. Pelicans Peja just feels wrong. Like, that doesn't feel right. That feels wrong. Vladimir Redmanovic. That's what I like to see right there. I don't think. Has he been into my team? I mean, like, within the last 5 years? I don't think so. Kelly Oubre Jr. is back in the mix. Gus Williams is back in the mix. Simbu Lar's out here. Rudy Fernandez, Andre Karolinko, Speedy Claxton. No way, dude, sick. Jordan Poole, there's hero versions of both of them. Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, who Derrick Rose doesn't get a hero version. Okay, you're giving Speedy Claxton a hero card, but not Derrick Rose. Despicable. Honestly, I feel so disrespected right now. Will Chamberlain doesn't get a hero card, but Speedy Claxton gets one. Okay, all right. Whatever. And then we got Kevin Durant, who they turned into the Thing from the Fantastic Four for some reason. What does this even mean? Is he shedding skin like a snake? Is this like a little dig at Kevin Durant? I don't know what this is. Oh well. Let's talk about the cards. We'll start at the bottom and we'll go left to right. Start with Rashard Lewis, 6'10", 7'2" wingspan. I said in my What to Expect video that it was very likely that we'd be seeing new adaptations of trophy case players, and I said that not expecting to see two of them immediately, but here we are. Rashard Lewis is one of them. His release, he's the only one who has it. It's meh. It's just kind of there. I expect him to have the same release. Maybe they change it, but who knows? He'll still be like a dribble god, though, probably, because I think at this stage, every card is going to be able to at least move at a semi-decent rate. So the tendencies are going to stay the same. I mean, I feel like Rashard Lewis, probably nothing special about him. He's just going to kind of exist, but I could be wrong. I mean, they kind of souped Detlef Schrempf, and I would have said there's no way they would have done that. So maybe we see Rashard Lewis get the same treatment. I'm not really sure. Then we got Peja Stojakovic. I mean, he plays shooting guard. He's 6'9", 6'11" wingspan. Probably has Fournier's release, which I actually kind of like. I like it. I liked it on Richie Guerin. I liked it on Tyreek. If it's on quick or very quick, I think it'll actually be pretty good. He already had MJ dribble style? Did he really? Interesting. I didn't even notice that. I mean, I never got this card in general. I was not grinding trophy case for Peja Stojakovic. I mean, he'll be able to shoot. He'll probably be able to move. I feel like, it's going to be very similar to, Detlef again. I feel like they're just going to Detlify Peja and Rashard Lewis, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't really know. Kelly Oubre Jr. Kelly Oubre is a tricky one. I kind of hate his release this year, but it just depends what they do with it, I guess. If they changed his upper, I think it would be a little bit better, because the Oubre upper is just ugh. Either way, Oubre should be good. I used to run into this card all the time when he came out, constantly. So I don't know if that's going to happen, especially him being just a pink diamond, but hey man, I need more Charlotte cards out here, so I'm cool with it. It's fine. My Hornets team definitely needs a little bit of a facelift at the current moment. When your leading scorer is Opal Muggsy Bogues, things aren't looking too good, so any help that I can get is going to be beneficial. I don't know. Then we got Vladimir Radmanovic. I literally cannot find a My Team card of his. I'm sure one exists, but it's probably been a really long time. He's 6'10". Honestly, didn't know that. Shout out to Vladimir Radmanovich on the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Bulls legend. Vladimir Radmanovich, you know? Sick. When did he play for us? I vaguely remember this, but I can't remember when. Yep, 2012. Yeah. 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 The Eastern Conference semis. Yeah, where we got absolutely destroyed. Oh, painful memories, man. Either way, he should be good though. 6'10", 235. I mean, once again, just deadlift. I feel like we got 3 dudes who could easily be deadlift clones already, and we've only talked about 4 cards. So, next up, we got Gus Williams. Wait, right? I'm sorry, do we not have a Gus Williams card? We don't. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's going to be all about. We'll look up the 2K22 Gus Williams, because I'm pretty certain there is one, yeah. So we'll look up 2K22 Gus Williams, see what's up. Then we got Sim Bular. Obviously, I have no idea what they're about to do with Big Sim. Like, we got the Season 2 Transcendent card of his, but I don't know. Rudy Fernandez. Nice. Don't really know what they're going to do with Big Rudy Fernandez either. Somebody's getting caught right now. And then Andre Karolinko, who I would assume they change his jump shot. That's my assumption. So last year, Gus Williams, 6'2", 6'3" wingspan. His release was Kemba. I would guess they would keep it the same. He'll probably be a bit of a Kemba clone. I would assume he's probably going to be very similar to the Bracket Busters Kemba that we just received. That's kind of what he was the past couple years. He just could, shoot a little bit worse, but attack a little bit better. So I would assume that's probably more than accurate. Gus Williams, probably not going to factor into being like a card that most people use. I can't imagine he would be even better than like Jerry West that we just got, Simbular, 7'5", yes, 7'10" wingspan. The key with him is, will he be able to shoot and how slow is he going to be? I would assume he has like very mid shooting splits. Like he could probably hit like a 80 mid range, maybe like a 50 or 60 3-pointer. He's got Boban's release, which is, yeah, pretty bad. It's pretty not good. No, it's actually not that bad. It's all right. It's not exactly a top release or anything, but the key with Sim is how fast is he going to be. If he's fast enough, like 60 or 70 speed, which I highly doubt at this stage, but who knows when it comes to 2K, then he could be a very, very budget-friendly Yao stopper a la Mark Eaton. I guess we'll have to see, though, because Mark Eaton still has 79 speed. That's what makes him so beneficial. So I guess we'll find out. Rudy Fernandez, what jumper did they give him this year? They gave him default swing, so they're probably going to change that. I would assume they're going to change it. You can play point guard now, too, so 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. The last couple years, they've made him a Curry clone. What did they do to him last year? I feel like he wasn't that good last year. So, last card he had was Metamorphosis? Really? That was the only card? Oh, yeah, he started out with... Whack. So yeah, they made him a Curry clone the last 2 years, so I would expect them to probably do the same thing here. So this is probably going to be a 6'6" point guard Curry, basically, is what Rudy Fernandez is going to be, which means he's probably going to be on the top of everyone's budget point guard list, for sure. No question about it. Depending what his actual price is, he is a 98 overall opal, so it's kind of hard to really tell. The My Team market prior to packs, very difficult with how bad the packs are this year. Andre Karolinko, we've all used Karolinko this year. I would fully expect for them to change the jump shot. They could put it on autopilot and give him another Haywood Highsmith on maybe very quick, but I would expect this is the point when Andre Karolinko has a new jump shot. Now, I'll be honest, even if he has Haywood Highsmith on very quick, I think it's a very easy to green jumper. It's a nice catch and shoot corner jumper. It's slow, certainly, but it's really easy to green, so... Even with that jump shot on quick or very quick, I would still consider picking this card up based on how good he's going to be at everything else. The real test, though, is are they going to change his jump shot? Because if they do, they're going to change his dribble 6 for sure. But if they change his jump shot, this is probably going to be the over 100K Ricky Davis type card of this set for sure. Now let's look at Jordan Poole and Speedy Claxton. Once again, just like Redmanovich, I don't know a time that we've ever got a Claxton. We got Nicholas Claxton for sure, but Speedy Claxton, I have no idea. I don't think we've gotten him in years. So let's take a look at Speedy Claxton real quick. I am curious. 5'11" point guard. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't really see any usefulness of Speedy Claxton. Like at all. You can't even really use him for a Warriors theme team because there's guys like Baron Davis and Steph Curry and like whatever out of position cards come in the future and like Draymond and stuff. So like, what's the point? Jordan Poole should be interesting to say the least. I mean, 6'4", 6'6" wingspan. Can he play the point? He can. So, I mean, I don't think he'll be the greatest card in the world, but I think he'll be a little bit better than you would expect. At least he'll be better defensively than I think most people would expect, but I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of hope or hype for Jordan Poole personally. I'm not really a big Jordan Poole guy. Let's talk about the dark matters, though. We got big Derek out here. Derek's finally getting another card. You love to see that. Then we got Durant. They're going to juice him out, by the way. Durant's going to be like a T-Mac level of cracked. I can just pretty much feel that in my bones. And then Wilt Chamberlain, who, depending what they do with Wilt Chamberlain, we'll start with Wilt. Wilt could potentially already be better than Hakeem at the very start of the season, or at least like on par with him. It just depends what they do with Wilt. Like if he can shoot, I would guarantee that he's probably better than Hakeem Olajuwon, or at least like at the same level immediately. Which I gotta say, I'm so tired of them doing that. Like, it's one thing to put out like a Yao Ming or something that's like significantly better, you know, that's just like normal, but like to put out a card that's like on the same level every single time is just so frustrating. But it doesn't matter because I'll never pull Wilt and I will be able to get Hakeem. So that kind of keeps me in the mindset that I'm going to need to still grind for him. Also, I personally think Hakeem will be better. Patrick Ewing, I feel like they change his release. What that release is going to be, I don't know. But I feel like they change Wilt's release. I'm not sure what it would be, though. Maybe the same release as like Dino Raja, perhaps. That would kind of make sense. I don't really know what other release they could give him. Or Bill Russell. Same thing. That's what they typically do. It's usually these two have the same jump shot. So maybe they give him Eric Pascal base. Yeah, because they gave it to Jokic, too. This seems to be like the default. We have a big man. We need to change his release. This is the release we give him. So I'm going to say probably Pascal. Pascal. I don't know how to say it in retrospect. Doesn't really matter. 7'1", 8-foot wingspan, though. This man is a tank, dude. Wilt's going to be really good. He's still probably not going to be better than Yao Ming. You may be able to match up well with Yao Ming, depending how fast Wilt is. I wouldn't be shocked to see him have like 95 and up speed, honestly. I mean, that's how Wilt was in real life, so cool. But if he can shoot and he's got speed, you could see him being used pretty often. Yao's probably still overall better just because it's all about height, but it doesn't matter. I feel like he'll have a few shooting badges for sure. He'll be cracked defensively, cracked finishing, probably cracked playmaking badges too, honestly. He'll be able to dribble too, for sure. Wilt's going to be really good. He's probably going to be he's going to be a top 3 center for sure. I'm just not sure where in that top 3 is going to land. That I'll have to answer tomorrow. Then we got Durant. They got him at 6'10" this year. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right. I feel like they give him a T-Mac style makeover here. He maybe has his own release, but everything else here, all the dribble moves and stuff, it'll be T-Mac central. Like, just like Dissinger, just like T-Mac, they'll do him basically the exact same. He'll be arguably the best small forward in the game, from a meta perspective for sure, because he's 6'10". He's also going to have like every sig that you would want him to have, I would assume. I mean, maybe they come out and like mess with his sigs a little bit. Maybe they're not quite as good, but I still think he's going to be really good. Now, I fully expect the hero version to have one additional Hoff to the regular one, possibly even like 2. I don't know what they're going to do. There's going to be some type of difference between these two. Like, the hero one is obviously going to be better. It's how they do it every single year, right? They're going to make it important, too. Like, let's take a look at the badges. Well, he already had Limitless, so it's not going to be Limitless. I'm wondering what the badge is going to be. Blinders is probably a good bet. I would say Blinders, or more likely a defensive badge. So I would say like Challenger and Blinders are the two that are going to be Hoff on the hero card gold on the regular one. Doesn't matter. I'm not pulling any of them, but I think Durant will be really good. Depends on the release, though. I feel like his price will be a little bit more tempered if his release is, normally Kevin Durant's, but whatever. We'll see. Then we got Derrick Rose. I mean, at this stage, I just don't think Derrick Rose is really that game-changing. I mean, he'll be a really fun small point guard to use, a la John Wall. He'll just be better John Wall, essentially. That's typically what they do with Derrick Rose around this time. I like his release a lot, actually. I mean, he'll be like a way, way, way more improved version of Don Ole, but Don Ole came out in a time when he was still, like, usable. So they'll juice him out. He'll be really good, but at the same time, I mean, what more can Derrick Rose really do? Like, he's still 6'3", and he's going to get matched up with Magic, Ben Simmons, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, let's go take a look at the market and see if there's any change. I don't really expect any fluctuations in the market right now. Like, there's certain guys that I think are going to come down in price. Like Jonathan Bender, I feel like will be cheaper today. I feel like a lot of people are going to put Jonathan Bender's up because Jonathan Bender was he's just Kevin Durant, but worse. Like, that's pretty much what he's going to be, right? Which is what he was in real life, too. Shout out to Jonathan Bender, though. I like you. So keep an eye out for badged up Jonathan Benders, because you may be able to find a badged up, shoot up version for a little bit cheaper than you would expect, Like, this one's got 4 additional Hoffs, 69,000. It's also a hollow with a shoe. It's kind of cool. If you're interested in this card, this is a good time to pick them up because you're going to be able to get them for cheap with additional badges. So just something to think about for sure. He's probably one of the only people that really sees a drop-off. I mean, John Wall was so cheap anyway. If he wasn't, I would say he was probably affected by Derrick Rose, but unlikely. Shaq's going to drop off a bit due to wilt. I don't think the lock-in for Kareem is dropping off at all, realistically, even with wilt being there. But I will say it's possible that it helps the overall price of these cards, because we got super packs. Most people who are going to lock in have locked in already, and 3, I think wilt will be like right there with Kareem. So I mean, it maybe helps. Other than that, anybody else really hurting anyone? Like, outside of Jonathan Bender, I don't know if Durant's really hurting anyone's price. No, Kristaps is probably still standing pat. It just depends how cracked out wilt is, so we'll see that tomorrow. If he's really good, then we'll see a bunch of Kristaps drop, but people run him at power forward anyway. I think D-Rob's probably the most likely recipient of some type of drop of price involving wilt, just because he's like a fringe top 3, top 4 center at this point. I still think D-Rob's really good, but let's call it like it is, So yeah, that's cool. Is Speedy Claxton affecting anyone's price? Yeah, maybe Mike D'Antoni perhaps. That's about it. Sneakily, I think Vladimir Radmanovic might affect like some prices too. Anyone from this set? I mean, no. Do we even get any shooting guards? I mean, Peja and Kelly Oubre, those aren't exactly hyped players. I mean, I guess Rudy Fernandez, most people are going to use him at the point guard. So same with Jordan Poole. So no, we didn't even get any shooting guards in this set. So yeah, I don't really expect anybody to fall off in price because of this. Maybe Evan Turner drops a bit. He's already super cheap though. Anyone else? I would say Luke Walton is likely to drop. He's already so cheap though, but I think a lot of people may put up badged up Luke Waltons depending how good like Rudy Fernandez is. So something to kind of think about there. Take a look for that. Other than that, I mean, Giddey is kind of a different player, so I don't think he drops off. Bill Russell, likely to maybe take a hit. I think Durant will be better than him from a meta perspective, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, this set's just kind of like, it's cool. I like the names in it, but I don't really see any market fluctuation. And they also didn't reveal any of the reward cards. So those reward cards in general could cause players to go down in price as well. So that stuff we won't know until tomorrow morning. So my recommendation would be, if you have any high tier cards that aren't necessarily affected by the set that you don't like, I mean, I don't know. It's a weird time to sell for sure. Like, if you have like Devin Booker, I would probably get rid of him at some point in the near future, but I don't really know, man. It's a weird time to try to sell cards for sure, because there's so many question marks about Season 6, so we don't really know. We will find out for sure, but it's going to be, in about 24 hours from now. Well, like 18 or something. I don't know, dude. I can't do math. I can't do time math especially. So that being said, it's your friend Cheap Ludes. I will be live tomorrow morning. come hang out with your boy while I open packs and frustratingly yell at my TV. So